Hey, what's going on, and happy holidays, Hot Ones fans. This is Sean Evans checking in for, quite frankly, my favorite video of the year. It is the end of season, end of year Hot Ones fan Q&A. We have our stockings above the fireplace, our hot sauces above the mantle, and then of course the bucket full of your hard-hitting Hot Ones fan questions. But before we get into the mailbag, I need to make an announcement. Hot Ones and First We Feast, we have partnered with the Common Threads charity to provide healthy meals and cooking classes to families in need. We celebrate food, and in the case of Hot Ones, maybe a little bit of gluttony, but the lack of access to nutrition facing so many children in this country is something that can't be ignored. As someone who's been documented on camera failing to crack an egg, I can fully get behind the Common Threads mission to not only provide healthy meals and snacks for their students, but then to also provide hands-on cooking instruction, nutrition education that these students can then take and use in the long term to make healthy lifestyle choices, not only for themselves, but also their households and also their communities. And to ensure they reach families in need, Common Threads partners directly with schools and organizations in under-resourced communities across the country, where 80% or more of the students qualify for free or reduced lunch. And they're doing this in 12 major markets across the country, including Pittsburgh, Los Angeles, Houston, New York, my hometown of Chicago. So if you're sitting there watching this and you're thinking, hey, Sean, I watch you torture celebrities on Hot Ones every week. How can I also help out the kiddies? Well, you know what? I'm happy that you asked. Right next to this video, you'll see a donate button. And it's been an impossible year, like the worst year. But just a few dollars really does stretch a long way with this cause. In fact, a donation for $25, that is going to be a groceries for the week's worth of educational lessons, and then 2 dinners for a family of 4. So if you were to donate $25, that's the impact it would have. Smash that donate button if you can, and together, we will change the future through food. Common Threads, check it out, read more. Donate if you can. But now, we are on to the mailbag. These are your hard-hitting Season 13 Hot Ones fan questions. And to open it up, so why did this season lose the last dab? Almost no one did it. It's customary to put a little extra dab of sauce on the last wing, and Sean certainly didn't say it to the guests as part of his usual script. What the fuck? Well, all right, so here's the thing, with these remote episodes, there's no quality control. So we send the sauces over there and everybody's just over dabbing all of their wings already. So, on the studio, Dom tosses the wing. The only time that we're putting a little extra on the last wing is with the last dab. It's tradition, blah, 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 blah. But here on these remote episodes, everyone's dumping half a bottle onto their wings, and then at the end, they're like dumping half the bottle of last dab all over the place. And then what am I supposed to do? Be like, oh, by the way, it's tradition around here to put a little extra on the last wing. It's just like confusing and clumsy and like, wait, extra on this one, like more than I have on the last ones, or wait, what? And then meanwhile, I'm like over the internet, like, no, well, like if you've seen the show before, like we do on the last one, it's just like, it's too much to try to shove into that box. So, we just get there. That's how that goes. Last dab tradition. It will be back, but during the remote episodes, it's just like a little bit like clumsy and all over the place because people are just popping open bottles on the spot. All right, from Haley Ennis. As a fellow U of I and College of Media alum, I'd love to know what's your favorite class and what your favorite bar was. Quick shout out to Gully's, RIP. Spent a lot of time at Firehouse, Station, but the bar I think of when I think about my college years, Cam's. And then believe it or not, this year they have a mural on the side of Cam's. They have a little Sean walking a last dab bottle. So huge honor, forever grateful. And then my favorite classes were like the 400 level broadcast journalism classes because they used to do these live broadcasts with the students and they were always a disaster. Like that Boom Goes the Dynamite kid, that was like every single week would be like a bunch of Boom Goes the Dynamite moments. Just kids trying to work with equipment from the 80s, put on a live broadcast. They get shot over to weather, they're on green screen. They freeze. If that were on YouTube, if these sort of like student live news programs were on YouTube, they get like millions and millions of hits, but they were my favorite. So much fun. Shout out to John Paul, if he's still there. All right, up next, from Ethan McGrory. How does carrying out this job satisfy what you want out of your own work? Heady. So in my head, I'm a very simple man. Like I could probably just, go running in the morning and then watch college football and wait to die. That could be my life. But I think what this show does is it has made me a more worldly person because I get to walk a mile in someone else's shoes every single week. So it's always mixing it up. One week I'm reading a Neil deGrasse Tyson book about astrophysics. The next week I'm watching the entire filmography of Daniel Radcliffe. The next week I'm deep diving the economics of combat sports to get ready for an interview with Ronda Rousey. And I think the thing that's made this last so long is I actually just love that process. I enjoy that process. It's exposed me to so much music that I wouldn't have otherwise listened to, so many movies that I wouldn't have watched otherwise, so many unique stories and personalities that maybe I wouldn't have known. So I owe that all to the Hot Ones process, and that's what I hope I'm getting out of it. All right, next question. Otaku Games asks, well, I bet almost no one is gonna say this. How are you doing? Thank you for asking. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good, kind of staying in the routine, trying to stay busy, singularly focused, which isn't always easy to do, especially in these times, but I'm doing okay. Thank you so much for asking. All right, next. From Joel Embiid. Hey Sean, love the show. What's on your wish list for the holidays? Well, Joel Embiid, if that is your real name, I'm a simple man. I don't need much for the holidays, but I do like a good surprise. And speaking of surprises, camera guy Bill, I hear I have a very special package to Sean from Joel Embiid. Let's see what's in the box. Joel Embiid's Hot Habanero Hot Sauce. A hot sauce made with habanero with Joel Embiid's face on it. Everyone knows I like a little citrusy heat. I can see that working. And then we also have in here, what else we got in here? A Mountain Dew cookbook. The big bold book of Mountain Dew recipes, celebrating 80 years of paying tribute to fans with a cookbook full of recipes featuring Dew. Let's see what we got in here. Brine turkey and stuffing. Key lime pie bars. Pancakes. Mountain Dew pancakes. 2 cups of buttermilk, complete pancake mix and waffle mix. 1 cup of Mountain Dew. I'll have to try that out. Thank you so much, Joel Embiid. I will cherish the sauce and the Mountain Dew cookbook forever. Camera guy Bill, can you please put this in my dressing room? Thank you so much. All right, let's get back to the questions. Bob the Builder asks, pick 3 cheap sauces that a college kid could get to make their own mini gauntlet. So my immediate reaction to this question is to suggest maybe like looking at old Hot Ones episodes, because before we knew like what the hell we were even doing, we would literally just go to the store, pull sauces off of the shelf, and then make the lineup that way. So I would suggest maybe looking at old Hot Ones episodes, but I get it. This is the end of year fan Q&A. You need answers. I get it. So off the top of my head, your grocery store in town, it has to have Frank's or Texas Pete's on the shelf. That's a good number 1, Frank's or Texas Pete's. And the number 2 spot, El Yucateco has some hotter sauces, and you can oftentimes find the Pain is Good line. If you look around, Pain is Good is around there every once in a while. And then finally, the super hots. And this is where it gets tough because most normal grocery stores are not gonna have super hots, but every once in a while, if you got a supermarket that's cool, they'll have a Blair's or they'll have a Mad Dog. Blair's or Mad Dog, that's a good way to end it. So Frank's, El Yucateco, Mad Dog or Blair's. 3 sauces, cheap, easy to pick up at the store. You heard it here first. All right, up next, reverse roles. Now you're the one being interviewed. Who would you like to host your interview? Let me start by saying, I don't know if I need an interview. I'm much more comfortable on this side of the table than the other side. But I would like to take this time to shout out some people who I either idolized growing up or have a tremendous amount of respect for now. David Letterman, of course. If you watch Hot Ones, I love Dave. Nardwar, of course. Shout out the king. Terry Gross at NPR, batting average outrageous, barely ever bricks. And then I think this is kind of out there, but I think the best interview with me would probably be with Speedy and Jinx. Just the OG complex sort of talking heads thing. I think that would probably get the most out of me. And then I do want to shout out quickly Taylor Lorenz, who maybe not an interviewer, but reports and unpackages internet goings on, probably better than everyone else doing it. So shout out to Taylor Lorenz, Nardwar, Letterman, Terry Gross, Jinx, and Speedy. All right, up next. Abdullah Clark on YouTube asks, show us a picture of when you had hair. All right, Colin, roll the tape. Look at that gorgeous head of hair. Here I am, I don't know, freshman, sophomore year of high school. Look at that look. Oh, hey, high school football picture. Look at all that hair. Whoa, this looks like a young adult Sean with hair. Proof that it happened. And there you have it, a lovely Sean with hair montage for you. All right, just a few more questions in the bucket. ALXG.co asks, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, or Kobe Bryant, who do you think could handle the Hot Wings challenge? I love the question. Kobe Bryant in my head, the best interview of the bunch, so cerebral, so multifaceted. I say this as a kid that grew up in the Chicago suburbs during the 90s. Michael Jordan's never doing this show in a million years, so what's even the point of discussing it? And then LeBron James, though. LeBron James is a name that, we track down or try to track down like Keanu Reeves or Dave Grohl. Like just he's white whale status, so maybe someday Bron in the hot seat, but I guess only time will tell. Last question. Of all the celebrities who shot the show from home, who do you think had the coolest setup? All right, I absolutely love this question. I'm gonna put them all into different categories. So to me, most on-brand household has to go to The Undertaker and that Headbangers Ball mansion, and then Jessica Alba, an extremely Jessica Alba setting for her Hot Ones appearance. Naomi Campbell is a setup that looked most like the modern day Versailles. Matthew McConaughey, watch this again, you won't be able to unwatch it. He has an enormous fish just swimming around, doing laps in that koi pond behind him. So for the outdoor setting and then the koi fish B-plot, Matthew McConaughey definitely deserves some accolades. Coziest couch, I have to give to Brie Larson. And then special shout out for recreating the set to Lil Nas X, Thundercat, Ronda Rousey, and Drew Barrymore. Well, there you have it. Another Hot Ones fan Q&A is in the books. Thank you so much at home if you sent in a question. Thank you so much for watching and now rocking with us through 13 seasons of Hot Ones. In the next few weeks, we'll have some fun stuff coming out. A little this, a little that. And of course, as you know with Hot Ones, when one season ends, the next one is right around the corner. But in the meantime, I hope that you enjoy the holidays. I hope that you enjoy this time. I hope that you're surrounded by friends, by family, by loved ones. But if you're not, I love you. Happy holidays. I want a Mountain Dew cookbook and I want it signed by Bill. Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? This is Sean Evans checking in with a very exciting announcement. Hot Ones Truth or Dab, the game, is finally here, baby. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Well, the kit comes complete with 250 question cards, and then here's how the game works. You just go around the table, you take turns being the host, being the players, and when you're a player and you get asked a question, you have a choice, just like in the show. Answer it honestly or suffer the wrath of the last dab, and take a look at this. There's even a mini bottle of the last dab included. I suggest you have napkins on hand. You have to have some milk on hand. And of course, be careful. Be very careful around the eyes. Hot Ones Truth or Dab, the play-at-home game, is available at shop.firstwefeast.com, heatness.com, and Amazon. Play at your own risk. Wings not included.